Hello and welcome to the Carolina Panthers Football in My Mind podcast. I'm your host, Luke Farber, and what is in this mind today? Well, week 4 of the NFL season is officially in the books. The first quarter is over, so let's go back and look at these games. First, we had the Steelers Vikings, the first ever game in Ireland. Congrats to Ireland. Most of my family is Irish. I'd love to get over there one day, and it'd be fun to see an NFL game. I'd probably want to take in a rugby game, maybe a soccer game too, but hey, we'll see if it ever happens. Anyway, first game ever in Ireland. Pittsburgh Steelers, Minnesota Vikings. Steelers end up taking it home by the score of 24-21. And really the story of this game was big plays by the Steelers offense. They finally came alive after kind of rooting around the first 3 weeks trying to figure out what the heck they were doing. Anyway, DK Metcalf got loose, 80-yard touchdown reception in this game, and they were able to seal the deal against Carson Wentz, the backup for Minnesota, who ended up throwing 2 interceptions. So Steelers at 3-1 are leading the AFC North right now, which is pretty interesting. I don't know if anybody had that after the first 4 games of this year beforehand. So moving on, we have the Giants and the Chargers in New York, the Big Apple, and the Giants get their first win of the year behind rookie quarterback Jackson Dart. That's right. They bench Russell Wilson, of course, and of course the Rook gets in there and leads them to a victory in his first NFL start, which is great. That's awesome, especially against the Chargers. I definitely had this one wrong last week. The Chargers have looked like one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL through the first 3 weeks. We know they have a dominant upper echelon type talent at quarterback in Justin Herbert, and their defense has been particularly lights out this year. So it was odd to see them go into New York and get the loss even on the road. Now, the Giants were able to do it with complimentary football, right? The Giants have a tremendous defensive line, and they finally ended up playing like it. They sacked Justin Herbert 6 times and forced him to throw 2 interceptions. So the defense finally got loose for the Giants. Plus, good old Jackson Dart, well, he didn't turn it over himself. So obviously, one of the key tellers in the NFL is turnover margin. If you win the turnover battle in the game, you're probably going to win the game. So moving on, we have the Texans at the Titans, and it looks like the Texans offense may have found a little bit of a stride for once. They came out the gates sputtering and sputtering and sputtering, and this was a team that, with C.J. Stroud going into his 3rd year at quarterback, and with weapons like Nico Collins and Tank Dell and Christian Kirk and the 2 rookies that they drafted from Iowa State, they were going to have a lot of options on the outside, not to mention Dalton Schultz at tight end. But the offense has looked pretty awful so far through 3 weeks. Now, they have played some really good defenses during that time, so we'll give them a bit of a pass on that. Of course, Tennessee is one of the worst teams in the NFL, although their defense has got some talent on it. They were able to blank them 26-0. So great game for the Texans. Way to get on track. Their first victory of the year. And I bet nobody had that, and I sure didn't after 4 weeks of the season, that the Texans be 1-3. Anyway, congratulations to them. The Tennessee Titans obviously is still looking for their first victory with quarterback Cam Ward, number 1 overall pick. And things are just hard for young quarterbacks in the NFL, especially when you're the number 1 pick, because that usually means you're going to the team that had the worst record from the year before, and they're probably not going to be very good around you. And that's what we're seeing right now. They just are devoid of cohesion, depth, and talent right now enough to compete with the decent teams in the NFL. So they're still a year away probably, and hopefully they can get some wins this year and give that fan base and the young quarterback some momentum going into year 2. Next, we got the Falcons coming back and rebounding from getting shut out at the Panthers last week, 34-27 over the Washington Commanders. Of course, the Commanders playing without their quarterback, star Jaden Daniels, with backup Marcus Mariota in there, and he played well. Obviously, they scored 27 points on the road. That's nothing to sneeze at. But Atlanta's offense got back on track this week. Michael Penix still did throw 1 interception, but Bijan Robinson is the star of the show. I mean, he had over 180 total yards, a couple of touchdowns. The kid's a star. So that one in the books. Obviously, the Bills and the Saints are just going to have a rough go of it this year. They they've got one of the oldest and hard to say worst rosters in the NFL. And to that end, they've actually been far more competitive than I thought they would be at the beginning of the season. In fact, the 31-19 victory that the Buffalo Bills got over them was a lot closer until the fourth quarter. It was 20-19 if at one point, if I'm not mistaken, before the Bills pulled away, obviously. But I think just like Tennessee, the Saints are just going to have a hard time going this year. Whereas Buffalo, we know who Buffalo is. They had the MVP quarterback from last year, Josh Allen, and they're an upper echelon team in the NFL, 4-0, and they just keep marching right on. After that, game of the week: Eagles at Buccaneers. The Bucks, I think people underestimate. The Eagles, people underestimate because it doesn't always look pretty, but these are two heavyweights in the NFC. Make no mistake about it. And they might be, this might be a championship game preview right there. So keep an eye out. All right. Philly jumps out to a big lead, but you got to look out for Captain Comeback Baker Mayfield. The Bucks have won all three games in the season with one score on the final possession. So Baker is a master of the comeback in the fourth quarter, especially late. The Eagles were able to stop him this time, force a key interception. But these were two great teams that went at it, and we're going to see them late into January. I guarantee it. Unfortunately, the Browns just they can't get any offense going right now. They took on Detroit in Detroit, and it was a slaughter fest. And I think that first game took everybody by surprise when Green Bay really took it to Detroit, because Detroit, only lost 2 games during the regular season last year. Obviously, nobody did better than that. The Kansas City Chiefs did it as well, but Detroit ended up losing in the playoffs. So we still need to see them do it in the playoffs. But after sputtering out of the gate week 1 against Green Bay, they have looked like a well-oiled machine offensively, defensively, special teams. Amon-Ra St. Brown continues to prove he's a top 5 receiver in the NFL. And Jared Goff, what more do you want from this guy? He just scores points and gets it done. So the Lions easily take that one down, 34-10. The Browns this next week, looks like they're changing quarterbacks, benching old man Joe Flacco and going to their number 2 QB, Dylan Gabriel, out of Oregon from this past year's draft in the 4th round. So we'll see how that goes, see if they can generate some offense. Quinshon Judkins, their running back, has showed a lot in recent weeks. So if they can lean on the running game and get some play action pass, who knows? Shedeur Sanders is another topic of conversation for most people around the Browns. I don't think I need to go into that at all. I just read an article about his latest pantomiming, to reporters about his role on the team. He may be unhappy with the way things are. But he seemed like a locker room distraction, and that's not good for anybody, including him, I think. But hey, we'll see how that all progresses. He is still the number 3 emergency quarterback this week. Joe Flacco will be the backup. So anyway, moving on. Yeah, we had the Jaguars over the 49ers in Santa Clara. And I actually had this one. I missed a lot of my picks last week, but I did have this one. Jacksonville's defense looks like it's really starting to come around. They've spent some really high draft picks in recent years on the defensive side of this ball, especially on the defensive line. And they're starting to come together. They're starting to play as a unit, and they're starting to whoop people up front. And that's what they did against San Francisco. Brock Purdy threw a couple of interceptions, re-injured his toe. The 49ers just seem like the walking wounded right now. They can't get out of their own way when it comes to injuries, which, there's nothing you can do about, right? But unfortunately, they're very shorthanded. Brock Purdy will be out again this week. So basically, Jacksonville was able to get their run game going. Trevor Lawrence and the pass offense have really yet to hit their stride, but ETN is definitely having the best year of his career at running back. Next, we got the Colts losing to the Rams 27-20, and this was a solid game. But I think for the first time all year, you saw Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, the comeback kid, show some chinks in the armor. You know, he had looked almost perfect through 3 weeks, but LA is going to make you look like that. They have a fantastic defense, especially the defensive line, the second year guys in Brian Breeze and what's his name? Jared Verse or Brisk and Verse. So their defense is more than solid. And Matthew Stafford, whatever back injury he was dealing with in the offseason and in the preseason, is not affecting his play at all because he's playing like he was 25, not 38. And Puka Nakua, he's another top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. And having Devontae Adams as your number 2 is an incredible, incredible thing. Plus, Kyron Williams and Blake Corum in the backfield as a running back tandem. The Rams are going to be hard to beat this year and look like they're in the pole position in the NFC West, even though you got a 3-way tie at the top of that division with 3-1. So next, moving on, the Ravens lose to the Chiefs in Arrowhead 37-20, and Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP quarterback, injures his hamstring. The game was pretty much out of hand by the time that had happened anyway, but you know, the real crux of that is he's doubtful this next week and has not practiced. And this is a 2-time NFL MVP quarterback, and they aren't going to be able to challenge for a playoff spot or a conference championship and a Super Bowl without him. And when he comes back, will he still be the same with his hamstring? Will it be all the way healed, or will he be limping around and not have the escapability which makes him so elite as an NFL quarterback? The Ravens starting 1-3. Nobody saw that with their talent level. Obviously, you're talking about Lamar Jackson and his MVPs, Derrick Henry and his rushing titles, all the weapons on the outside with Zay Flowers, Bateman, the tight ends and Andrews and Likely, all their defensive stars, but obviously they've got hit with the injury bug too. Kyle Van Noy's been out. Matabike just went on IR with a neck injury, and he's not going to play for the rest of the year. Their secondary has continued to give up plays and breakdowns, even with all-pro Kyle Williams back there. The Ravens and John Harbaugh, who is one of the best head coaches in the NFL, have a lot to figure out. And if Lamar Jackson's going to be out for an extended period of time, they may be in trouble. However, you got a lot of these injuries right now to star players. You know, a lot of people expected the Cincinnati Bengals, their AFC North rival, to challenge for the division and even the Super Bowl, but they lost their star quarterback in week 2 for a couple of months. And we see the mixed results without Joe Burrow in the lineup. So it's a slog when you lose your best players, especially your quarterbacks. You just got to try to do what you can to hang around until they get back healthy. On the other side of this, Kansas City, after starting 0-2, is able to win 2 in a row to get that back to 500. And it's been an impressive 2-0 because you've seen Patrick Mahomes really dominate the play, manipulate the secondary, and make the throws that he needs to make, not to mention his timely scrambling ability. Hey, the guy's the best player on the planet. One of the best quarterbacks the best quarterback I've ever seen play the position. Obviously, you need to continue to do it at a high level for a long time to be called the best. But as an actual quarterback on the field today, I've never seen a better quarterback. Can he challenge Brady's Super Bowl records? Can he challenge Manning's passing records? All of these things that only time will tell. He's got to be able to stay healthy. The Chiefs got to be able to support him as long as he's there. But the guy is as talented and as precise on the field and as much of a technician, even though he does it in an unorthodox style, than anybody. So congrats to the Chiefs. They're back in the mix for their division, only 1 game behind the Chargers. And we'll see how that AFC West turns out. That's a really talented division, really close-knit teams at the top. Denver, LA, and Kansas City. Who's going to come out on top? We'll have to see. I picked Denver in the beginning of the year. But before this last week, I would have said LA was definitely the best team in the first quarter. And then they get trounced by the Giants in New York. So, yeah, the NFL, it's a long season with attrition and injuries and ups and downs. And can you ride the waves, not only emotionally, but physically, and stay mentally and physically strong and come out on top at the end of the year? These teams really have to be focused and taking care of their bodies and their minds when they're doing this. It is a tough, tough thing to do, and I applaud them for it. Next, we had the Bears at the Raiders, and somehow the Bears won this game. Like, when I look at the stats line in the second half and turn it on, Geno Smith had already thrown 3 interceptions. Ashton Genty fumbled the ball, and they're up. They turn the ball over 4 times and end up losing 25-24. Yeah, maybe turnovers had a little something to do about it. Positives for the Raiders. Hey, they Ashton Genty got loose finally. Over 100-yard game for the rookie phenom running back, taken early in the draft. Underwhelmed so far, but he finally got loose in this one, and you saw the electricity in that young man's body, and he's going to be able to get it done for a long time in this league. Health provided, anyway. Let's go to the next one. Packers Cowboys. A tie, 40-40 in overtime. That's just nuts to me. We knew that the Cowboys didn't have a good defense. We knew that Jordan Love was a possible MVP candidate, and that came to fruition. What we didn't know was the Packers were going to give up 40 points. Now, they were on the road, but this defense has played lights out so far this year, and it was interesting to see, of course, Micah Parsons coming back into Jerry world for the first time and trying to impose his will on Dak. And Dak just reminding everybody, hey, I'm still one of the best, even without CeeDee Lamb, my star wide receiver. And a 40-40 tie. What can you say about that? Except, well, at least you didn't lose. Dolphins take down the Jets in Miami on Monday night. What can you say about these two teams except that neither one of them looks very good to start the year, and the Dolphins lose Tyreek Hill, dislocated knee, torn ligaments. He's out for the rest of the year, unfortunately, for the NFL and for us fans. One of the most electric players in the league. But Miami's still able to get the victory. They still got Tua. They still got Jalen Waddle and Darren Waller. Darren Waller back from his injuries and other things off the field and scoring a couple touchdowns on his way back. And it was fantastic to see. Congrats on the way back. The Jets, it was one of the sloppiest games you'll ever see. They had a million penalties. Justin Fields was running for his life and making plays out there. But when you have a million penalties and you don't have a whole lot of offensive personnel to help you out, besides Garrett Wilson, there's nothing you can do. And my goodness, that touchdown catch he had, oh, that was incredible. But of course, there was a holding penalty. It's nuts. The Jets could not get out of their way, and they lost again. Good old New York. And then, of course, on the other side, we had the Broncos taking out the Bengals 28-3. Bo Nix looked a lot more settled in this game, found Cortland Sutton a bunch, and Cincinnati's defense just wasn't really up to the task. On the other side, they miss Joe Burrow, their MVP type quarterback, and without him, they had all types of issues yesterday. They weren't ready to play. They were on the road, and it was ugly. So hopefully all these teams that lost this week, the ones that are still winless, these guys that kind of had the procedure penalties, hopefully they can get those sorted out so we can have some real good competition here coming up to the middle section of the season and down the stretch. Finally, we'll get to one of the last teams that had a pretty shitty showing, and that's your only Carolina Panthers. Oh, man, I hate to say it like that, but It's true. We went to New England and we got our asses kicked. All of the things that we did well against Atlanta, we did not do well against New England. We could not. Of course, the offense started out great, drove down the field. Bryce gets a rushing or tosses one to Tommy Tremble in the back of the end zone. It was good to see Tommy getting a few catches in this game. We want to get JT back as soon as we can, but while he's out, Tommy can provide something on offense, and he had a few catches today, including the touchdown, which was great to see. I'm going to try and stay on the positive side of things, but when you get beat 42-13, it's hard. And this was the third game, really, that we were out of in 4. We were lucky to have a chance at the end of the Arizona game, especially because we recovered an onside kick, which those almost never get recovered. I think the percentage of recovery is like 14%, something like that. So we got lucky to have a chance to be in that game in the last seconds because we recovered an onside kick under 2 minutes to go in the game. So I'm not counting that as, hey, we were in the game. It's like we pushed the gas at the end of the game and somehow amazingly got back in it, but ended up losing. But that's 3 out of 4 games that we have not been in. And then the 4th game, we blew somebody out. So this is another symptom of showing that this team is not ready. Consistency. You have to be consistent week over week over week in the NFL if you're going to be a good team. You have to be consistent at home. You have to be consistent on the road. And we got no consistency right now. That's the goal for the rest of the season for this team is consistency. Because the moves to me that are happening right now and the moves that happened before this season started, and you know who I'm talking about, I am going to mention Jadeveon Clowney and Adam Thielen again. And this week, you see kind of panic a little bit, or at least seemingly out of the coaching staff and the front office. They're letting guys go. DJ Johnson out. And, it's also to the point with Xavier Legette's hamstring injury where it's hard for me to think that he's injured. Honestly. But his play was so poor in the first couple weeks of the season. Maybe it is. Maybe that's why he couldn't get open. But maybe they are just dissatisfied with his play, and that's why he has a hamstring injury. But if they knew these things, if they knew that they weren't ready to go, then wouldn't you have kept Jadeveon Clowney, Adam Thielen, your veteran starters who were ready to go, who were your best pass rusher and your second best and arguably best receiver on the team? Would you have let them go if you knew this already? And why didn't you know this already? Why didn't you know your players weren't up to snuff? What it tells to me is it reeks of one of two things: ignorance or arrogance. You're either ignorant to who you have on your roster and how good they are, or you're arrogant in your recruiting and your selections and your coaching, that regardless of the age or talent level of said player, that you can make them better. And we saw growth over the totality of the season last year. We wanted to see that growth continue from where it left off. But because of these players that you jettisoned in your ignorance or arrogance, we're now behind the 8 ball. We're letting people go because they aren't up to snuff. And we're trying to pull people off the street or off other people's practice squads to fill out our roster and starting positions, mind you. DJ Johnson started last game. So that is not good. Not good. Okay, I'm going to leave that where it is, and we're going to be positive from here on out, okay? Bryce, he's just a little bit off, but he can get there. We've seen it. And because of the growth that we saw towards the totality of last year, I do believe there will be growth for the totality of this year. But keeping 12 rookies on your roster, your opening 53-man roster, a record for the franchise, which I didn't notice at the time, but I should have, because that signals that you are a rebuilding team. In my mind, this should not have been a year to continue the rebuild. This should have been a year to press for, borrowing a word from coaches past, relevance. We have not been relevant in 8 years in the NFL. And the way it's going through the first 4 games right now, 1-3, losing 3 in blowout fashion, we are not headed towards relevance. That being said, this last week I was talking to a buddy of mine, Seahawks fan, and the way this team looks right now, and I do believe they have a good cohesion and mix of players with talent, but because of those 12 rookies and jettison the veterans and playing the young guys, there's some real growing pains. And those growing pains have been glaring in the first 4 games, and they've lost us 3 of them that I believe we could have and should have been in the position to be in those games, to be relevant. So, do we have any pluses from this game? Obviously, Tedderell McMillan, our first round rookie from this year, looks like a stud. He's going to be a stud. He needs to work on the hands. He's dropped too many passes. I have a feeling that's him adjusting to the speed of the game more and getting comfortable more than the actual hands part of it. He'll get that ironed out, but it is that these are the growing pains that we can't afford, right? Because they cost you possessions. If you drop a third down pass or you don't put a third down pass right on somebody, then we're off the field, we're punting, we're putting our defense back in harm's way. We're not sustaining drives, we're not scoring points, and we're not dominating time of possession, which a young team with a strong running game should. And that's another thing we've seen through the first 4 weeks of the year is that the running game hasn't been able to get on track like it did last year. And part of that has to do with what I was just saying about completing passes to sustain drives, to build on your playbook, to continue to use your entire repertoire of arsenals against the other team. And Rico Dowdle has not provided the punch that we were hoping for so far. And Trevor Etienne hasn't gotten in the game really on offense, and on special teams, he's muffed a punt and lost it and came close another time and is just not reliable back there yet. So our running back room isn't as strong as we thought it was going to be. The wide receiver room isn't as strong as we thought it was going to be. And we're losing guys on the offensive line. We lost Chandler Zavala, our guard, who was back up to Robert Hunt, who we lost a couple weeks ago. So we're on to our backup's backup at right guard and our backup center. Hopefully everybody else can remain healthy, but that really challenges your depth, especially on the offensive line. Defensively, I said it before the game. I'll say it again here. Our pass rush is not there yet. And especially with Patrick Jones and DJ Wanham, the starting outside linebackers, out. The rookies started this game, and they played hard. They did the rest, but they are not quite there as pass rushers yet. And the interior of the line is very stout against the run, but we don't have a stud interior pass rusher. So we can hold and push the front of the pocket, but we're not getting enough push to throw the quarterback off. And when you're not getting pressure on the edge, the quarterback can be comfortable, sit back there, take his time. And for an athletic guy like Drake May, it gave him the opportunity to escape and take advantage of man-to-man coverage and run for a score, do the whole Superman, Cam Newton celebration. He was a fan growing up. So, but the Patriots took it to us. They took it to us, and we're struggling right now, searching for answers, adding people on the roster, kicking people off, and everybody's got to look in the mirror and say, hey, what do we have to do to do better? And hopefully we can capitalize on that desperation and being back at home. We played all three of those losses were on the road. We've only played one home game, and we won that one 30-0. Obviously, to be a great team, we're going to have to learn how to win on the road. But hey, we're coming back home. Let's focus on that. Let's take it to Miami the best we can and leave it at that. Tonight's game, Thursday night's game, a little preview on that one before we go. It's Niners at the Rams, and they just announced that Brock Purdy, Juwan Jennings, and Ricky Pearsall are out for the Niners. So they're starting quarterback and they're two starting wideouts. And with Nick Bosa already being out for the year, it seems very unlikely that they're going to be able to take down the Rams, who have a ferocious defense and one of the best offenses, including most veteran and clutch quarterbacks that there is in the league. So Rams big over the Niners on Thursday. Anyway, thanks for listening, folks. Click like, subscribe, all that good shit. Leave a comment, share if you can. We appreciate it. Really helps us reach more folks and keep this thing going. So until I see you next time, keep pounding and go back and check out the last episode and see how wrong I was about the Patriots game. Anyway, we'll catch you next time. Peace.